Hey guys, welcome to the second interview of a Windowsill Nepenthes grower. This time our guest is kind of special. You may know him as house.neps on Instagram. He have 1,300 followers right now, so maybe after this video we'll have more. We will see how he grow his plants that you already see on Instagram. He's from New Jersey, US. Let's discover how we do that. So coming up.
Hi, my name is Rue. I live in the United States and I grow Nepenthes on my windowsills here in New Jersey. I don't use any artificial lighting or additional humidity for my plants. And if you're interested, I hope you'll check out my Instagram, which is house.neps.
Yeah, I invite you really to see and check his channel. There is 1,000 and more followers, 500 posts, so a lot of great picture, great content. So the name is house.neps. And now we will go to the real interview. Like, can you talk about your plant and show them? And I will probably ask you some question also. For example, your windowsill. What is it facing? South,
so
east?
Most of the windowsills face south. I do have two Nepenthes in a window facing east, but they're also hardier varieties like a ventricosa and a ventrata in the east window, and then all the others are in south-facing windows.
Okay. Do you know what kind of temperature during the day and night?
Yeah, it's actually just room temperature. So I don't change anything for the plants. So it really is between 66 and 72 Fahrenheit, or I think it's 20 to 23 Celsius. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't really heat my house extra just for the plants or anything like that. So it really is just at regular household conditions.
And same for the humidity?
Yes, it's actually quite low. It's around 30 to 40%. Yeah, so, and I used to spray them with distilled water, but a few years ago I read that actually for Nepenthes maybe that doesn't do so much at all anyway. So I stopped doing that. I haven't done that for years, and they're still, creating pictures. So I guess it works this way.
Okay, yes. I'm surprised that it's not higher, the humidity. Usually when you have a tons of plants, because your windowsill is really full of plants for the picture I saw, I would think that it would raise the humidity, but okay.
Yeah, not so much, but I don't know. It might just be unique to my setup, but it's working so far.
Okay. Do you mind showing your plants?
Yeah, of course. So I'm just going to walk you down the hall and we'll start taking a look. So this is the main growing area, I suppose. It's my dining room, and it has the highest number of plants in here. So I have in total 17 different kinds. And then most of them are hybrids. I have 4 that are just pure species, but the vast majority are hybrids. And I guess we can just start from the corner. This is one of the first Nepenthes I had. It's a Miranda, which is a really vigorous grower. Let's get in there.
Nice.
Yeah. This one, since I got it so early, I just put it in whatever I had. So it's actually just growing in peat moss, so just peat. Wow. And it has 3 plants in there, 1 little basil coming up. But the rest of them,
old is it?
This is, I got it in early 2016, so about 4 years. Mm-hmm. And so then all of my other Nepenthes are in just pure long fibered sphagnum. without anything else mixed in. So this is a Maxima crossed with a Vogelii. I just cut off a bunch of pictures, but this one just popped this week. So
Wow.
it's looking nice. I like the shape of these guys. They're kind of more tubular. They don't really bulge out that much. And I have some more pictures going there. Then this is a Spectabilis crossed with a Veitchii. Sorry, it's kind of bobbing there. And this one, it usually pops out lots of pictures, but right now they're all kind of cutting down for the year, except for this guy, which I think has the most pictures on it at any one time. This is a Maxima crossed with an Aristo. And this vine is just from since March, I think. It was a basil at that point. And then I cut the vine, and then this one really took off. And there's another basil going at the bottom.
And you saw a difference from the speed growth from you said the previous one kind of slow down because that's the end of the summer, but
oh yeah, this guy slowed down the Veitchii cross, but the Aristo one kind of just keeps going all year.
Nice.
So I've taken cuttings from this one before. I usually just mail them out to people I know on Instagram. I'll just send them out a few cuttings at a time and hope, kind of to get some good plant karma out there. This is a cutting of the main growth point from the Maxima Aristo. It doesn't have any pictures yet, but it's, taken. Let's see. So here, this is one of my Unpolaria crosses. So this is an unusual one. It's the mother is Unpolaria Brunei Red, and the father is a Spectabilis giant crossed with a Ventricosa. It didn't picture for the first 2 years I had it. And then last year, very late in the year, like November, December, it started popping out all these pictures. So again, in the summer, it didn't do much this year either. There's the old picture that just started turning brown, but it had hung on to this plant for about 10 months, looking exactly the same.
Okay.
This is another Aristo cross. This is a Merliana crossed with Aristo.
The color is great.
Yeah, I love this one. It's kind of like the opposite colors of my other Aristo cross. The other one's more green with red.
Yes.
And then this one is really dark red with kind of yellow speckles. Next, we have the Jambon.
Mm-hmm.
This is about 1.5 years I've had it. And I kept it in the original pot. This was from a Borneo Exotics pre-sale at Pearl River Exotics. And it keeps popping out pictures. It's still tiny, obviously, but it's one of my favorites just because of the shapes, of course.
I have a tiny one, like maybe 1 centimeter, so half an inch. It's
right.
healthy, but that grows so slow.
I know. I'm kind of we have a long future together. This is a Suki, so it's Rafflesiana crossed with Sabinensis, I believe. It just has this one big picture that popped there.
Okay.
But it's got some of the best contrast, and it's got those ruffled wings. This is a Remispina crossed with a Reinwartiana. And this one also, I just cut the vine. It was quite tall, but it had these kind of 3 basils growing all at once. So I figured it was safe to cut the vine.
Sure. And you have a lot of picture.
Yeah, this one, it didn't have a basil at all for several years. And then this year it popped out 3 at once. Then this is spatulata crossed with a Spectabilis in the middle pot there. And also these big hanging ones are the same. This comes down from up here.
Oh, how old is this plant?
This is about from 2017.
Okay.
So, and this one I have not cut, whereas this, which is the same plant, I just cut the vine this year. This is a Glabrata crossed with a Hamada that I actually received from another acquaintance on Instagram. I had sent him some cuttings early in the year, and then he sent me this over the summer, so it's really nice of him. It's hasn't pictured yet, but you could see the ends of the tendrils. Maybe there's something happening there.
Okay.
And then behind that is the pure Glabrata growing there. This also vined, and I trimmed it this summer and sent some off.
Do you cut the vine at a certain period of the year? Or
no, it's really each one. If it starts getting out of control, I just give it a trim. This is my most recent one. It's a jacqueline. Hopefully, it's got something on the end of the tendril there. So, but with all of my new plants, I usually keep it in the pot it came in for a while, and I'll keep a dome over them at the beginning. Just I don't want to shock them too much from the greenhouse that they came from. But hopefully this will be doing okay. Then I have my two little bonsai Nepenthes. This is a ventricosa, and it's just cuttings from my main ventricosa that I shoved into sphagnum, and they didn't do anything for a while, and then they just started popping out pictures. I'll probably have to repot this, of course, but for now it's very cute. And it's the same over here, same sort of deal, but with a ventrata right there. So that's it for this room. Oops, I'm like ripping a plant right now. And then I have 4 others just in various other rooms.
What are in the glass cover?
Oh, these are Helium fora. So this is...
nice.
Yeah, this one's actually doing very nicely. It's, what is it? Heterodoxa crossed with a minor. This one is very strange. This is a new tans, but I've been told it's just not getting enough light. So it's growing in this weird, almost like a Sarracenia shape. So it's going to need a repot, but
the sun directly hits the glass.
It does, and that's the strange
So
thing.
what temperature is inside? I would be afraid of cooking the plants.
Right, and a lot of people have asked me about that.
Oh, there is a hole on the glass.
This one, yeah, but this one, which it grows very well, does not have any hole. I really don't know what to say on that. It just seems it hasn't affected it, which is odd. But I've kind of gone with if it's working, why change it attitude.
Right.
I did repot it once, and it survived that fine. It has the new one there towards the left. So I guess I'm just going to hold my breath and hope that it keeps keeps growing for me. Yeah. So that's it for this room. I have 2 also kind of unusual ones in the back room that I can show you as well. 1 second.
Hey guys, I interrupt just 1 minute to ask you a favor. Could you please like this video and consider subscribing, hitting the little bell? That's the best way for you to make sure you will see the next interview. So now let's go back to the second part.
This is also a south-facing window, but this is one of my favorites because it's just unique, at least for within what I own. This is a Burbage crossed with a Campanulata.
Yes, I saw the picture on your Instagram.
Oh, right. This one,
Yes.
I put a black light on it, and it really just popped in the black light. But it doesn't picture so very often. I mean, I think there is... Campanulata is quite a lowland cross. but it still has a good, 8 pictures a year maybe. Here's a kind of spooky older one. And then this is another Unpolaria cross. The mother is an Unpolaria crossed with a Mirabilis, and then the father is a Dubia. So you can really kind of see that in the peristome there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for the south-facing windows. And then I just have 2 in the east, and that's it, I promise. 1 second. This is also one of my first plants. It's Ventrata.
Okay.
I bought it as an alata, but many people on Instagram told me that,
Like everyone.
Yeah. They're like, that's a Ventrata.
Yes.
But this one also, it's vined several times, and I've cut it
That's
down.
the cutting you had in the other room?
Yes, this is one of the 2 little bonsai ones were from this. And then the other one was from this Ventricosa here, which was also one of my first plants. This one flowered twice. It vined and flowered twice. But then, it started just going real. It was like 5 feet long. So I cut it down to this tiny size again. And it's doing pretty well, especially for an east window, I think,
Yeah.
They're doing nice. So yeah, that's it. I promise.
Oh, nice. So now, can I ask you questions?
Yeah, sure. Let me just get back to the my
Sure.
room in the back.
Yeah, I have few questions. What species that you grow would you recommend for a beginner?
I think definitely the Miranda. It's
Okay.
I like it a lot just because it's easy to grow, but also it looks pretty spectacular. Once the pictures start going, it's quite unusual, and anyone who hasn't seen these plants before is going to be drawn to it.
Okay.
So I think that's a good place to start. Yeah.
I have a last question. If you would to give an advice to somebody that want to start growing Nepenthes on windowsill, what would it be?
I think the choice of the plant is pretty important. There's some really great resources on the internet for example, all of my plants that I've shown you have at least one intermediate or highland parent. And, I'm not going to try to grow bicalcarata or super lowland plants in my environment. At the same time, I also wouldn't want to spend hundreds on villosa and, expect that it would thrive on my windowsill. But even though you can't have those options, maybe, there's still a lot of really interesting plants you could go for. There's one altitude calculator chart that I use a lot when I'm thinking about buying certain plants. It's on Tom's Carnivores.
Yes, that's gonna be the video that will be released on my channel like Monday.
Yeah, no, I love
So
that.
I did a video on that.
It's, you literally just put in the names and then it tells you exactly what the hybrid, what the conditions would be. So I use that a lot. And I think if you have some basic things down, if you're just using the right containers, the right water, I know you've done videos on those, you just want to make sure your chances at success are the highest possible. And once you get over the intimidation maybe that these plants might have, I think it's really a wonderful thing to have in your house.
Can I know you trade a lot of plants from your Instagram, but where did you buy your plants when you buy them?
Oh, sure. Lately have been buying a lot from Pearl River Exotics. They have some great, actually I think they're going on maybe right around now. I think Pet Flytrap, Pearl River Exotics, they have the Borneo Exotics pre-sales, and you can get really good prices on a lot of these plants at this time. Other than that, I've also bought from California Carnivores, predatory plants, native exotics.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah, I haven't, I would love to buy from like Red Leaf, but I know that I like buying my plants very small, and in
Okay.
case they won't do well in my conditions. I would feel bad buying a full grown gorgeous plant for a few $100 and then it dies. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to in the future buy from growers like that as well.
Okay, nice. Well, I don't have any more questions. So thank you very much for sharing your setup and your species with us. And if anyone want to show their setup to this channel, please contact me, and that's gonna be with a great pleasure that I will interview you. So thank you again. I hope you will have a great day and great success. And I will put the link and to your channel, so it should bring people there. I don't know.
Great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, was better than nothing. And yeah, have a great day, and thank you again.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. It was a pleasure to interview him with all these big Nepenthes, and some were kind of old, and it was nice to see how big plants react on windowsill and they thrive. Have a great day, and until next time, happy growing!